Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today we're looking at a Bluetooth speaker case. I have designed a new case for the Anker Soundcore Motion Plus speaker. Now the case might fit other models as well from other brands, but I just haven't tested it yet. If it does, I'll make the updates to the listings on the website, eBay, Amazon, etc. so you'll know. But today I'm just going to show you how the Soundcore Motion Plus fits in this case. Alright, kicking off with the outside of the case. So we have our new metal AHG tabs, designed to be super strong and last longer. One of the worst things ever is when you have a perfectly good case and then the tab breaks and it's like, oh, that case is no longer perfectly good because it sucks. Because that zipper's broken, or that zipper tab is broken. So we got two of them, and in case one does break eventually, the other one's still good to go, so you can at least park one of the zips over here and just use the other one. But these are metal, proper metal, and I have a feeling they're going to be around for a while. Also looking at the zipper itself, it is a water-resistant zipper, which means it has a liner over the normal zipper. So you have the normal zipper like this, and then the liner over top, which is what you see here. And that means when you pull the zipper tab around, it will be a little bit tougher. But as you can see, it's not that tough, it's quite easy. If you get to a corner and you find it's a bit tough in the corner, all you need to do is just pull up on that zipper tab from just like that, and then it solves the problem. That's only if you think it's a bit tight. You can do that. Looking at the outside as well, we have our great hand strap, nice and comfortable, and it's super strong nylon right here, stitched on really, really well. And lastly, and most importantly, is the outer casing. Well, maybe not lastly, but the outer casing itself is made with the hardest EVA you can get, and our trade secrets have made it probably 2 or 3 times harder to give you the ultimate protection, basically. We call this the Spartan because it's meant to be tough. So the last part is just going to be the actual outside liner, and the liner is a 1800D nylon, and it's a twill nylon. So you have the normal nylon, which is like 1680 is what a lot of them use. If you look at this one, it has a different design on it. It's much nicer looking. It looks really like high quality, but then on top of that, when you compare a nylon outer lining to like a PU outer lining or something along those lines, the nylon always wins when it comes to like damage or being able to take on more damage without looking terrible. So if you had like a PU leather on the outside of this case and you rubbed it across the table by accident, or your fingernail slipped off of it and went like that, there'd be a cut across it and it would just look terrible, like instantly. So, and you couldn't fix it. Whereas the nylon, you don't really have that. You can get a lot more, you can get away with a lot more of those little things that you can't with other materials. So when you add all that together, it is super strong. All right, open her up. So we have our bubble liner on the inside here, so that is that extra protection as well. If for any reason it gets knocked around, it not only has bubble liner, but it also has over soft pile fabric, which says it itself, it's over soft, and that is so there's no scratching on your beloved speaker. The Velcro strap is the flat part down, so you're not going to get any of these, and the scratchy part is pointing up, so when you close it, that scratchy part isn't going to be touching your speaker, which means there isn't going to be any minor little nicks and cuts on your speaker. Looking at the top, we have another flap that comes over. That's just there to separate the accessory area. So sometimes you'll have these cables like this, and they'll be stored away, and if the cable is a certain length or so, it might stick out a bit. So then you have that to cover that up so it's not touching down on your speaker. Alright, let's see how the speaker fits. Now, I ain't gonna lie, this speaker is a bit awkward because it has a bigger face on it. So when it sits flat, it has a peak right around, you know, more to this side, and then down here it slides down, so it's angled in a sense. So when you make a case and you're trying to make it as compact as possible, you got to get a bit creative. So let's strap this in. And now you can see here, you can see that angle right there, and it sticks over. Obviously, when you shut the case, it shuts. It's not a problem. But also, we don't want any movement at all inside this case. So we've made it so that with this flap, when you add in this flap and it sits on top, we want it to have a little bit of pressure before you zip it up. And that is going to hug it and keep it in place. Even if it gets bumped around, it's going to stay in that one area. Looking at the actual cables themselves, so when you are going to store these, because of the peak, like this, you don't want to store these at the top, because that's going to come down on the peak and then it's not going to close. So what you want to do is, these are just the basic accessories that come with this actual speaker, the Soundcore Motion Plus. When you store them, you want to store them down here at the bottom, because that is going to flop over to here where the angle is. So there's more space right here compared to up here. So you want to store your cables down there, and then it's going to come over and it looks like that. So you can see that I need to push just a little bit for that zipper to be in the position for closing. And that means there's just a little bit of pressure hugging down on that speaker, which is what we want. So there's no movement whatsoever. So now we're going to see how strong this case actually is. I'm going to put plated weights on top of this case and we're going to see what happens. There we go. That is a 20 kilogram plate. That is about 44 pounds. That is a second plate of 20 kilograms. That makes it a total of 88 pounds that is currently on top of the case. And if we go in here, you can see the case is doing fine. And that is an additional 10 kilograms, which is a total of 50 kgs of weight on top of that case right now. And it's perfectly fine. So, 50 kgs, that is over 100 pounds, which is fantastic. Actually, I forgot. I'm going to take the weights off and we can see what the case looks like. There we go. No problems at all. A little bit of a line here from the weight, but that's gone away. Good to go. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like the video. Monty gets way more biscuits that way. Well, he gets a lot of biscuits anyways. But it helps the channel out, so help a brother out.